Welcome back. The House Oversight Committee launching an investigation into Vice President Kamala Harris's running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, over his long-standing connections to China and CCP-linked entities. Walz has visited China 30 times and even served as a fellow to a Chinese institution devoted to the Chinese Communist Party. House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer wrote a letter to FBI Director Christopher Wray, writing this: "The American people deserve to fully understand how deep Governor Walz's relationship with China goes." Joining me now is Gatestone Institute Senior Fellow, author of The Coming Collapse of China and China is Going to War, Gordon Chang. Gordon, it's great to see you. This is pretty incredible.
Thank you so much.
To see Tim Walz's relationship over the years with the CCP. James Comer writes this: "The CCP has sought to destroy the United States through coordinated influence and infiltration campaigns that target every aspect of American life. And we want to know details of the governor's longstanding connections to the Chinese Communist Party, the entities in that letter to Christopher Wray. What do you know about Tim Walz's connections to Communist China?"
Well, certainly as governor and as a representative, he had a long series of connections with the United Front Work Department groups, including the Chinese People's Association for Friendship with Foreign Countries, which is a front organization of the United Front Work Department of the Communist Party, which is a part of the party that is basically tasked with penetrating foreign governments and bringing them down. Also, when Tim Walz had that business, if we can call it that, of taking high school students to China, that would have had to been approved by the United Front Work Department because it would be a very sensitive matter. So he's got close connections with some of the most dangerous elements in the Chinese party state.
Yeah, I'm just reading this letter that Comer sent to the FBI director, and he mentions that. He said that in 1993, according to the Star Herald, as a teacher, Mr. Walz organized a trip to the PRC with Alliance High School students, for which Chinese authorities paid a large part of that cost. In 1994, Walz set up a private company named Educational Travel Adventures, which coordinated annual student trips to the PRC until 2003. It was led by Mr. Walz himself. The corporation was reportedly dissolved 5 days before he took congressional office in 2007. You know, why dissolve that before you're taking office as a congressman? Now we understand that the world's largest hedge fund, Bridgewater Associates, has been selling Chinese stocks. They dumped more U.S.-listed Chinese stocks last quarter, cutting all ties to social media platforms Weibo and Joy, as well as solar panel manufacturer Daco New Energy. During the 3 months leading up to June 30th, according to Chinese newspaper South China Morning Post, the hedge fund, of course, headed by Ray Dalio, has now reduced its Chinese stock holdings by 80% since September of 2022. But they were telling clients to buy Chinese stocks as recently as just last year. I spoke all about this in my recent Fox Nation special, and I spoke with Kyle Bass about this issue in Underwriting the Enemy, specifically having to do with Bridgewater and Ray Dalio. Watch this.
Bridgewater's largest investor, almost since day one, was the Chinese Communist Party. So the Chinese government had a $7 billion plus direct investment with Ray Dalio. They paid him $140 million a year, January 1st, to turn the lights on. He is, like, Ray is a very, very smart man, as you know. He's intellectually gifted, but his moral compass went awry. So Ray Dalio gets paid huge amounts of fees each year by the Chinese government itself, because what they do is they create people like Ray that say, it's the second largest economy, you have to invest there.
Gordon, what do you think about this?
You know, certainly what we see is the Ray Dalio and other people in the Wall Street community have very much been putting a lot of money in China. They've been saying, as you know, we heard from Kyle Bass that it's the second largest economy. It's going to grow and dominate the world. But the problem is that Chinese stocks have been terrible performers. And we have seen a net outflow of foreign money from China this year. And that really is a confirmation of the problems we see as Xi Jinping attacks foreign companies, closes China off, and picks fights with his neighbors and with the United States. So being in China right now is very dangerous to your financial health. And Ray Dalio, even Ray Dalio now recognizes that.